Welcome to episode drumroll 55.
Wow.
Oh my god. That number keeps growing week by week. I don't know how that is happening. See, that would be one of those moments where Jess is like, cut, let's do this again. But I'm just rolling with it because that's how we roll.
People don't know that because we've cut all those bits out.
And now people know because I feel like at episode 55, we have to share. I feel the obligation to share it with people. But since this is called Finding Data Friends, we have found another data friend. Technically, I have found another data friend that I'm now introducing to you, Jess, because we have Julia with us this week. And I have met Julia a couple of weeks back at Fabric February. For those of us that have not met you in Oslo, Julia, who are you?
Yeah, my name is Julia. I'm from Norway. I'm currently working as a data engineer / junior architect on Microsoft Data Platform. In a consultancy in Oslo called Amesto Nextbridge. Originally, I did my master's actually in physics engineering with focus on machine learning algorithms. And then exactly 5 years ago, actually, I went to a job interview where I met two guys that said, hey, you shouldn't do machine learning. You should actually do this thing called business intelligence and data warehousing. And yeah, I followed my gut instinct, which basically was I want to work with these guys and in this company. So let's give data warehousing a chance. And here I sit 5 years later and still working on data platform, enjoying the back end life. Yeah, and I love it. So that's me.
I have to say, give data warehousing a chance should really be a sticker. Just say.
Yeah, I think so.
It should so be a sticker. I should.
Congrats on the anniversary.
Thank you.
Also that. By the way, Jess, I have great news because you will also get to meet Julia in person at that little barbecue thingy happening in the middle of nowhere.
Perfect. I love a little barbecue happening in the middle of nowhere.
Which should also be a sticker. But again, digressing, rabbit hole and stuff. So you have an original background in machine learning, but have been working with data warehousing and BI recently. So that will be interesting for our next question. Because those are, while similar, also very different facets because they attack data from a so different angle. So if you had to pick, and you don't even have to pick amongst just these two, it might be something entirely different. What would be your favorite data thing? It can be a tool, it can be a feature.
Yeah, that is probably the hardest question you could ask because I think like working with data there's so many different components. But if I have to pick one answer, it would be like data architecture and data modeling on the platform side. And if I have to be even more specific, because this answer, I think, varies over time, because what I love working with data is that I constantly can and have to learn new stuff, like all the time. And my favorite thing would be the thing that right now where I'm learning the most and makes me most excited, which would be the Lakehouse on Azure Databricks platform.
Specific. We appreciate a specific
I was going to say, folks, see,
few,
that is how it's done.
Yeah, we've had a few that are like, I love data. We're like, okay. So we appreciate a specific answer. That's perfect. So what is it specifically about the Lakehouse? Why is that the thing?
I want to add on to that question. Why is it specifically the Lakehouse on Databricks? Because you were very specific about an architectural piece and a tooling piece there. So
yes. No, I think it's because I started working with creating a solution on Databricks like half a year ago, maybe, at a client's. And I really like the company itself, like the company behind Databricks. I think they're very agile. They have been trying to introduce like more openness and more open source tooling to the Lakehouse. And I also think that they are rapidly releasing stuff all the time. And I think that the combination where you can actually, when you run Databricks in Azure, and it's an Azure product, which also, because I've come from the Microsoft side, kind of gets close to my heart because they are a good fit together, and I can kind of use both of them. So, yeah.
Neat.
Hey,
Ben, I thought
Microsoft,
your
if you're
question,
listening, she doesn't mean it that she loves Databricks over what y'all are doing.
Ben, I
You were
thought your
saying,
question
Jess?
was going to be, what is a lake house?
I
Because
know what a
So,
lake. I know
well,
what a
the
lake
lake
oh,
house is.
house,
It's just
like,
like
yeah, it's a hard question to answer in a short period of time. But I think that a lot of people are saying like the data warehouse is dead and it's all over. Just stop with your SQL. Isn't that important anymore? And I think
oh
that's
boy,
not true at all. I think
phew.
Lakehouse is another take on it, but it has a lot of the same. It's not like we're not loading like data and stuff like that. You still have like layers in a warehouse. You also have layers in a lake house. One of the differences is that you're working towards files and not tables. But when you, as a developer and the users work with them, they look and feel like tables, right? So it's kind of, I would say that it's a lot of the same, but it also maybe makes it easier to kind of combine with, for example, like machine learning, because the like in Lakehouse on the Databricks platform, you kind of use notebooks, you open up to more languages, so you can use SQL, but you can also use like Scala or Python, which is like very good from like the machine learning world. So now I can actually combine, because my background was in machine learning. It actually gives me
Mm-hmm.
the availability to like combine these two worlds of SQL, which has been like my main focus for 5 years, and then I can actually use something from my previous world, which was machine learning. So for me, it's like a perfect fit because I can use both.
Nice, very cool.
I agree. And also, I think it was Vitalia a couple of episodes back who actually brought that up. That in the end, it's about how you can actually create value to whoever is consuming that data,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
the average
yeah,
end user will
she's my
not care
colleague.
if that
So
data is coming from Parquet or if it's coming from a SQL
yeah,
table or if it's just consuming an Excel file. It doesn't really matter as long as it's driving them to where these insights are.
yeah,
So the data warehouse is not bad. Is not that. Give the data warehouse a chance.
yeah. I love the data warehouse, and I don't think it's like that concept is dead, or that it's gonna be totally replaced by the lake house. I don't really think so. I think you have different problems you want to solve, and you have different ways of solving that problem or
Mm-hmm.
getting that insight. And what is the best fit depends totally on what type of insight you want, what do you have today. If what you have today solves your problem, then you don't have to do anything about it, right? So
Exactly.
yeah,
In so many
True.
cases, it really just does not matter which one you pick because unless you're in that tera or petabytes of storage, or unless you're doing very specific machine learning algorithms or whatever, neither of them will be, from a technological aspect, the big deal breaker. We have to say you have to do the one or the other. But
yeah, like I
hey,
come when I started 5 years ago, I learned integration services. Still think that's a great tool. Like I've learned a lot of from that, and I still use it on some client projects. That doesn't mean that I don't like the lake house as well and the Databricks platform. So
Very cool.
oh yes,
So when you so when you're not hanging out down by the lake in your lake house, what
yes.
is your favorite non-data thing to be doing?
Yeah, so basically it was something on my bucket list, which I've been there for probably like 15, maybe 20 years actually, so most of my life. And I did it basically to create myself a better work-life balance, because it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of skewed towards work. So then I did an investment, which I'm going to try to show you. It might be a catastrophe, but I'm going to try.
Perfect.
let's not make this a catastrophe.
Oh my god. Yes. A puppy.
She's
Well,
actually, she's a teenager now, but her name is
Oh,
Miko, and she's my favorite non-data thing.
oh,
hey, Miko.
Miko. Thanks
It's
for
all
joining the
about the
pod.
fluff.
Yes, that looks like there's a lot of fluff.
Yes.
What kind of pup is Miko?
Miko is a miniature American Shepherd.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's
So
kind of
when you
like,
say miniature,
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
because
no.
they have like another version, which is called the Australian Shepherd, which is kind of, bigger. So she's not a miniature dog. She's like more a medium. She's like 14 kilos or something. But for that,
Just
where
smaller than the
she
giant one.
originated from, she's a smaller version.
Amazing. What a
Yeah.
cutie.
Yeah. And she's a teenager, so it goes without saying that she's cute and she has some opinions at this point in time.
I appreciate that balance of cute and opinions.
Yeah. Thank God she's cute.
Yeah.
That means she gets away with stuff.
Yep.
More like my boyfriend, maybe. He's like the softie, and then I'm the strict one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So do you enjoy walking or hiking? Like what are the
Yeah.
favorite parts about having a pup?
The favorite parts is actually that, like, you have to go out. You have to get home from work and like get a break. And often on those breaks, that's when you come up solve your problems. Like, it's not when you're sitting in front of the screen and want to like toss the computer away. It's actually when I'm like outside and I kind of have a moment to not actually focus that much on it. So that actually really helps. And yeah, it's a great hobby. You can do like different sports and stuff. So with the dog, so it's cool. Meet new people.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah, and in Norway, people aren't very good at talking to strangers. But if you have a dog,
Yeah.
everyone can talk to you. It's like
I have
it's
that
magic.
same problem. When I see people coming, I'm like, but if I see a dog coming, I'm all in.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So basically, to rephrase that, your solution for a better work-life balance is to go outside so you can think about those work problems and solve them.
I thought
No,
that
but
too.
it's
I
also
see.
I work less in total, right? I also do that. I promise.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're already nearing the end of this episode because, as always, time is flying. But we have another very important question because if you've seen some of the previous episodes, you know that, I mean, well, let's hope it's not a guardian dog, actually, a guard dog, because that might be an issue, Jess. We never really thought this through. What happens if we kidnap people that actually have dogs protecting? We might just kidnap the dog as well, and then I guess we're good.
I think so. I think we bring the dog too.
Perfect. So besides all that chit chat about kidnapping, I guess what this question comes down to is, what's your favorite food?
Yeah, that's also. I was a bit torn. Like, should I do, because I'm half Polish and half Norwegian? So should I do my Polish answer or my Norwegian one? But I think I'm gonna go with the Norwegian one, and that's basically what over half of the population in Norway eats on Christmas Eve, which is called in Norwegian pinnekjøtt. And the answer is also because I'm from a sheep farm. So I actually grew up on a farm. And basically, it's the ribs of the lamb, which are like steam boiled. And then you have like some root vegetables and mush on the side, which is great. But I couldn't have eaten it like every week. So it's like the one meal a year where you're like super excited and you can smell it for like 4 hours. But it's my favorite meal of the year.
Is Christmas Eve like your big meal at Christmas? Like that's the one you celebrate more than Christmas Day? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important. And it's also in Norway very important that if you get, like when you get into like a new family, it's an important question. What do you eat for Christmas Eve? Because you could do the sheep ribs, which I love, or you could also like do the same but with pork. So there's a very divided opinion in Norway. And they have like these votes every year on the newspapers, like which one do you prefer? and then it's always like this hassle to get your dish as the winner.
That makes sense if that's one of the first questions when meeting some new people. Then, because if
Yeah,
you're
it's
kind of
very
on the
important.
wrong team, there is no point in
Yeah,
even pursuing a conversation
for
any
me that
further.
was a
So,
deal breaker. If his family didn't like it,
Out.
I don't know.
I see.
Yeah.
So he's also a sheep rib kind of guy.
Yes.
Apparently,
Perfect.
Jess, listen. I mean, it was
Perfect.
basically a given.
Very true. I feel like also though, you said you were going to tell us either your Norwegian favorite food or your Polish favorite food, knowing that we would want to know what the other one was.
True.
I would have never guessed that you wondered about that one. No, but the Polish one would be like they have like beetroot soup with like these pasta dumplings, just differently shaped inside. That one is called borscht. It's also like a Russian thing, and a lot of the other countries that have like a variation of that. And that's because my grandma always made it when I came to Poland for vacations.
Awesome.
So it's nostalgia, and it tastes good as well. So I actually have that for appetizer on Christmas Eve.
Problem solved. So you should have said your favorite food is Christmas Eve and just done the whole menu.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jess, if you mind not giving people more hints on how they can give multiple answers to the questions where we expect single answers, please, and thank you.
Yes. My bad.
We're going to have a talk about this in the green room.
Okay. See you there.
Very well. And having that said, because now that I have to get mad with Jess again, because unacceptable, but also since we are slightly past the 15-minute mark, I'm going to say thank you, Julia, for joining us. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we see you all next week. Bye.
Cheers, folks. Bye.